were the issues defensively where that it just snowballed on you guys this game?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I got to watch the film. I mean, we were sleepwalking out there, so it's hard to pinpoint it. You know, so I didn't expect that in the slightest. I'm super disappointed in our guys, super disappointed in myself and our coaches. Just was a night that was not good all around. So, I mean, there was just every breakdown you could possibly imagine. But you have to give all the credit to Central Florida. They played a great basketball game. They were the way hungrier team, and they you know, they pumped us, and they deserve all the credit.
Was this a game where you felt like you guys were just kind of, your players were feeling a little bit too happy after the win over Iowa State and just kind of?
You don't know. You know, I'm a why guy. Like I don't like why. Like why did that happen, right? And so I don't have a lot of answers for that. Other than like I said, you give Central Florida credit. They played a good basketball game. Our approach and why we were so, you know, asleep at the wheel, you know, I don't know. It's my job to figure that out, and you know, we will before our next game.
Coach, UCF really jumped on you guys with a 3-point early on. At one point when UCF had made 20 baskets, 11 of them were from three. What were you seeing with the perimeter defense there?
There was none. You know, I think there was probably two of them that I think I contested at a rate that I would have been pleased with. You know, we didn't whether we didn't respect their shooters or what, I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm looking at things that we did as a staff and things like that. I mean, we didn't approach this game with any less vigor than we have any other game this year. And so, you know, we'll have to figure that out with the players in a pretty candid, you know, film session tomorrow. But again, you know, shot making is what makes the game, you know, challenging, because it's hard to overlook it, right? When you're not making shots and they feel like they're making everything, but you got to make them miss, right? That's why their players deserve credit for stepping up and knocking shots down.
Coach, who's from the fans tonight directed towards the team? What's your response when something like that happens?
Well, I mean, you hope it energizes the guys. You know, hope there's a level of embarrassment and just unacceptable. You know, so I wasn't upset with the fans. They you know, our fans are incredible. You know. And so they deserve to see a product that is has a lot more effort than what our guys showed tonight. And so hopefully that never happens again.
What was the message to the guys after the game, after that heartbreaking loss?
See you at 1 o'clock tomorrow for film.
Coach,
Question.
Richie Saunders has led you guys in 3-pointers for the rest of the season. Is this the type of game where maybe not having him, you sort of feel that at this point?
I don't know if I'd say to the 3-point part of it, but yeah, I mean, his intensity you miss. I mean, he's a guy that wakes up ready to, you know, just get after it every day in life, and so we miss his intensity for sure. And so that's where guys like, you know, really that's where Rob and AJ have to grow. You know, they don't have it in them naturally to be, you know, hair on fire type guys, but it's, you know, I think when you're not naturally that way, you're not naturally a vocal leader. I think you have to learn how to lead sometimes, and I think that's a challenge that they're going through right now, and it's a growth process for both of them. I think AJ has it in him a little bit more naturally. Rob's got to kind of get out of his comfort zone a little bit more, because that's where we miss Richie more than anything.
What was UCF?
What were the silver linings from Coach Morales?
Yeah, just seeing the ball go in, you know, I think, you know, Alex he's a tough kid. I thought he stuck his nose in there, you know, so did Tyler. And you know, we're going to need those guys to make shots and provide spacing, which they did. You know, we went small, and that's how we were able to sort of claw back into it. So you know, they allow us to play a little bit differently, and you know, there's no substitute for seeing the ball go in the basket. Mitch, we'll get your question in.
Well, I was just going to ask Kevin, what you think UCF was doing to not only limit, you know, AJ from being efficient, but the volume of shots, he wasn't getting up as many until late in the game. What were they doing to stop him?
Yeah, no, they did a good job, like most teams, where they just crowd it. You know, I thought AJ, he has not been good this year. I mean, he's been incredible all across the board, right? I think the times where he gets himself in trouble, where he's trying too hard to get fouled, I thought that kind of put him in a space of frustration tonight. And I thought he started forcing the issue. For as good as he was against Iowa State with making the extra pass or getting guys shots, I thought tonight it just wasn't there. And so, you know, from a scheme standpoint, you know, to your question about Richie, you know, I got to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to put AJ in the spots that he can get to And, you know, that's gonna continue to have some, examination by myself and my staff. You know, teams they were loading up on him quite heavily. Maybe there were some things we could have done better to get him off to a better start. But, you know, at the same time, you know, guys have to figure it out on their own, you know, and you can't let a game get away from you like that and then try to claw it back. So we got a lot of learning to do. Thanks, guys.